Hi, I'm Shannon, and something happened to me today that I felt kind of compelled to act on. So, as some of you may know, I've been coming to Appleton Alliance for about 6 years, and it was at men's fraternity in 2010 that I committed my life to the Lord and became a Christian. And I remember at the time thinking, now what do I do? I wasn't really churched, so I didn't really know what to do next. And it was seeing my children's involvement in Discoveryland and seeing their enthusiasm that I kind of saw an opportunity to get plugged in there and learn. And I started small. I was just what was called a shepherd, where I would sit in class and I didn't really have to prepare a whole lot, but what it exposed me to was an adult leader teaching children the Word of God, and it was being taught at a lower level. And for me, being a new Christian, even though I was 34, I needed to hear it like that. So I needed to hear the Bible stories, I remember my enthusiasm when I realized that the Israelites ended up in Egypt because of Joseph. And I remember coming home excited about that and thinking, wow, I didn't know that, even though there were a bunch of first and second graders who clearly had that understanding. So for me, it was hearing the lesson at my level and being exposed that way. But then I'd see the passion that the teachers would have, and then I'd get excited. And then I'd have opportunities to step up and up and up each time. And I embraced those, and it opened up a new door for me, and it challenged me, and it allowed me to build relationships with kids. So today I'm walking through the hub, and the leaders are handing out the forms for volunteering. And I remember signing up for that. And I remember thinking the place I was when I first signed up for that was hungry to learn more. So if you're at that place, I would encourage you to get involved in Discoveryland. I found quickly that 1 hour a week sitting in church on Sundays wasn't enough. So I love as a family how we come to church and we attend a service, and then as a family we volunteer. We actually volunteer at 2 services now because I find it to be that rewarding. You can start small. I mean, you can volunteer for a little. You can be a shepherd, and you can watch the kids, and you can observe and kind of absorb like I did. And if the Lord puts that on you, and it sparks a passion in you like it did for me, it'll change your life. I think dealing with children on that level with the Word of God has got to be one of the most rewarding things you can do. I know that missionaries do this, in different countries, but you can do it right here at Appleton Alliance. You can volunteer in Discoveryland and get to know the kids, and then get to know the parents. So today I'm walking through the hub, and I see the people asking for volunteer sheets, and I remember coming to this big church and it being really impersonal. And then getting involved in Discoveryland opens up all the relationships and meeting other parents, and then it becomes real personal real quick. We were only here for a year or two before you couldn't walk through the halls anymore and have to shake a lot of hands because a lot of people know who you are, and a lot of kids are giving you high fives, and if that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. As a growing new Christian, I found wanting to study the Bible in my mind was a top priority. And I know that with our jobs and life, sometimes we don't always make it a daily exercise. I know that me needing to prepare a lesson every week at least gets me that involvement. So I know that there's going to be an hour or two every week that I'm going to sit down and I'm going to unpack a few verses. And the beautiful part for me is now I'm unpacking them and then imagining how I'm going to teach them to somebody. And I think teaching is the best way to learn something. So for me, reading a chapter and then thinking, how am I going to get the kids excited about this? It's amazing. I would probably teach at 4 or 5 services if it were available, because I think that I find it to be that important in my development. And I think we have to give back, and for me, that's how I give back. Getting to see the children develop and teach them about the gospel, and then teach them about what happens afterwards and prepare them for life. I think I would suggest that if you're looking for a way to get plugged in, and if you're asking, what do I do next? Discovery Land provides you a lot of options to volunteer. So whether you like infants, or if you like middle schoolers, or if I bounced around a couple departments till I really found the age that I connected with, that I knew that I could teach them and I could impact them. So anyway, that was from me to you. I hope this helps if you're thinking, what do I do next? Again, thank you.